Hey everyone, welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be giving you some sound advice, especially if you're new to tattooing, which can ultimately stop you quitting tattooing and save your career. Now the first piece of advice to start with is to not compare yourself to other artists. This is a slippery slope which can leave you feeling inadequate, deflated, and ultimately giving up on your tattoo career. Now I'm not saying that you can't appreciate other people's work, but there's a distinct difference between admiring and comparing. So in this video we're going to delve a little deeper into the subject and examine why comparing yourself to other artists can have disastrous effects not only on your tattoo career but also on your self-esteem. You can appreciate other people's work, get inspiration from other people's work, but when it comes to comparing your work to their work, this will often lead to you feeling like, what's the point of me even trying? I'm never going to be as good as that particular artist. It's really important to note that when you look at a really good tattoo, behind this picture of a tattoo isn't just a random person that's picked up a tattoo machine and become an ink master. Behind that tattoo is probably a person that struggled to make it where they are today. And also hiding behind that is probably a trail of trial and error tattoos that particular artist has battled through to get where they are today. Now, I'm not gonna lie guys, the tattoo industry is hard as hell to get into. It takes a lot of determination, self-discipline, and at times, excuse the pun, it takes a lot of thick skin, and we'll get more on that later on in this video. Social media can be your biggest asset to promote your work, get inspiration, but when you compare yourself to other artists, social media can quickly become your worst enemy. What you've got to bear in mind is that as good as all the thousands of tattooists are out there, there's only ever gonna be one you. And really think about that. Whatever you produce, whether it's a stick man or a colour portrait, that will be unique to you. The tattoo journey most people embark on is often quite a lonely one in terms of nobody's going to put in the legwork for you. If you want it, you have to walk the path on your own. Now, I'm not saying people don't have support from their family and relatives, but ultimately, this is your journey. It's your path. And you can choose to leave that path, or you can choose to steadily walk it, or you can choose to run it with guns blazing. And this is what makes every artist so unique. It's inevitable you're going to run into bumps along the way. You might even fall sometimes, but the real test is that you get back up, dust yourself off and move forward regardless of what you're faced with. You can remove the vast majority of these obstacles in your way just by not comparing yourself to other artists. The final thing that I want to cover is something that I touched on earlier about having thick skin. I'm sure I can speak for the vast majority of artists when I say they've received some negative comments at some point in their career, or even worse, outright been trolled. Speaking from experience, I've received hate as a tattooist and also as a YouTuber. This can be really disheartening and probably the biggest factor that will make you want to ultimately quit altogether. I've said it time and time again in my videos, I don't claim to be an amazing tattooist, I'm a very average tattooist. So when I used to receive negative comments, I used to really take it to heart and it really bummed me out. Then just through pushing forward and concentrating on me, I slowly began to realise that the people trolling are the people that feel the most inadequate. They feel the need, almost a drive to rip you apart. And this is for one reason only, because you make them feel inadequate, inferior, and you make them afraid. When someone takes the time out of their day to search you and then actually make a derogatory comment, this is them showing their own shortcomings. I used to search the odd person that would make a negative comment because if they're bringing me down, then they must be some sort of ink god or goddess. And every single time I do a bit of digging, I saw that the work they were churning out wasn't very good. And when I say not good, I'm being polite. Some of the worst tattoos that I've ever seen. And believe me, I've seen a lot of bad tattoos over the years. And then it began to sink in why people do this. Now, I'm not for 1 second claiming I've never searched through Facebook or Instagram and seen some dodgy tattoos, but that's where the distinct difference lies between having a quick look at a tattoo and scrolling past it and actually taking the time out of your day to comment on it or write an abusive post aimed at the tattoo. So how do you respond to negativity? Well guys, you smile and you wave. Don't justify yourself to these people, don't engage with any conversation. You can't argue with a narcissist, just like you can't argue with a brick. just like you can't argue with stupid. Your time is precious and valuable. Don't waste your time and energy on anyone trying to bring you down to their level, which is the gutter. When you stay focused on you don't respond to negativity, concentrate on always improving on your previous job, that's when you start rising to a much better place and leave all the bottom feeders high-fiving each other in their own deluded bubble. Because that's literally what's happening with people like this. They become so detached from reality and surround themselves with like-minded negative people, they actually begin to believe their own self-created hype, and that their work is the best ever work produced, that they're faultless. And this is because they're scared to venture out of their bubble into reality and refuse to accept that maybe their work isn't very good. But people like this will never take criticism, will never improve on their skills, and instead of actually trying to progress and better themselves, it's easier for them to make others feel bad and drag them down. And this is why trolls, haters, narcissists will never really prosper in this industry and kind of just tread water and never really progress. For me personally, especially with regards to YouTube, I'm not going to shed my light of my platform of almost 90,000 subscribers on an unknown troll. The platform which is took years to craft and dedicated literally thousands of hours of hard work into, to give that sort of publicity to any hater would just be a massive win for them. I literally smile and wave. And this goes the same for anyone starting a tattoo business. I've seen it done in the past and I'll see it in the future. When a business attempts to derail another business by dragging them down with slurs, they've already lost. It comes across as super unprofessional, cheap, tacky, and ultimately, the only business that ever gets damaged in this situation is the business causing the drama. Because people see this and they're like, you know what? I'm not going to go to that place. There's far too much drama. It looks like it's being ran by school kids having an argument in a playground. Ultimately, I've always been a firm believer of letting your work speak for itself. If people like your work, you will receive praise. When you have to shout from the rooftops at how good your work is, or even worse, drag other people down to justify your own shortcomings, then that person has already failed as a tattooist. If you take anything from this video, guys, please remember there's only one you, and that makes you incredibly unique. If anyone is taking the time out of their day to bring you down, you should just smile and realize these people aren't haters, these are your biggest fans. So next time you're feeling deflated from negativity, remember guys, wolves don't lose sleep over the opinions of sheep. So that's all from this video, guys, and if you did take anything from this video at all, it means the world to me if you take a second out right now, smash that like button, let me know that you've liked it, because every like on the videos really does help the channel grow, and in turn it helps me create more content for you guys as subscribers. Feel free to drop your comments in the box below. I'd love to know your thoughts on this video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you've already subscribed, it's really important to check that notification bell. Stay up to date with all my latest uploads. Also guys, stay up to date with the channel, because in the near future I've got a really exciting announcement to make and I can't wait to share it with you. So with all that said guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves, love each other, and I'll see you in the next one.